Wisk ni wassa jaajaak. Wisk. Ni kanssa jietäkö, kun ne koorhaa. Oata ni haru. Skat ne. Te kaanero ne. Oten jöntä stakku. Ne wisk. Ni kana perässä raake. Skas se jietä ne. Ne koontum. Skana perässä raatanu ne. Uri huokueku. Wisk. Naate kaanero ne. Kaantum. Ja te kun on gestu ne. Ohun saa sumua ne. Radinattu on wisk. Ni kajanero saraake. Raunu hutsa.
5 strings of shell tied together as one shall represent the 5 nations. Each string shall represent one territory, and the whole a completely united territory known as the 5 nations territory.
Wisk ni wassa saata. Wisk niiku. Kajon kuire. Juhniiruti. Skat ne. Te kaanero ne. Ne kaantuuti. Radi satste ne wisk. Ni huono pujaaketi. Na huono gestu. Aska. Wamtum. Skanu tista. Ska jerunta tanu. Ska ni humra. Skat ne. Tiohutio. Ahati anero serummi tanu. Skat ne. Ahati sohayo seke. Ne. Akut sanunya ne. Tahati kusoduce. Rudianessu. Skat ne. Tahutute. Nek ne. Sakaksa. Ne. Jori. Janito. Otassum. Sinigari wes. Te hunat skaahun. Ja tamste. Na hoto. Jo tie. Ona. Ni ne. Ja tatrene. Tanu. Ahun tene kun sahlihu. Akuekun. Sina hoto. Ahun te nyoto ne. Hoti ne kun sahlihu. 5 arrows shall be bound together very strong and shall represent one nation each. As the 5 arrows are strongly bound, this shall symbolize the complete union of the nations. Thus are the 5 nations completely united and unfolded together, united into one head, one body, and one mind. They therefore shall labor, legislate, and counsel together for the interest of future generations.
And this Adisa there. What you got? And what in the Gasseroni, the Galavida, the Sagonata was the Scada, the Hyena, the younger, the pot high again, our son. Så kusknigo kan jag gå och ta det så den jag inte har det. Det kan så vara att man sitter att det satsar med viskni hade. Så inte mer aska agar. Note, when the Confederacy was formed, the Ganawida actually demonstrated by taking one arrow and breaking it in half. Then he took 5 arrows and tried to break it to show how strong the 5 nations can become.
Wisk ni wasa sa te ko. Ona ka di wisk. Ni wono mo chake ro dia nexu. Torum nete. To na ka dana tsawa aku. Te hoti na rane. Atu toka. Unka ne royane. Ahari wara aku ne. Ji kacho hayo. Toka ni ero orehte kanake rakshara rauna kara wadenya to stakku jiroyaner tekahner hajene rauya taken ha sera sua onkenia totahene chi te hona tateno tsawaku ne rudianexu o hodi ne rausana tanu ne rauna kara mutta waasa ne chi te ho kagerute nekchi kanu sunike onka yo take toka shiko oni tika onio ka ni kaya ne royaner ne on haraku aha shere ne raudia ne rakshara ne ki honu ho chate on hoya to taku ne kanu suni tanu ne un karesu ona hadiere ne on huntenatu kue te hunatu kohtu tono hudia tawone tika onio unka toka on hadishere tivono ho chate raudian rakshara akweku o hoti na hoto ahaya takwe niyoke tanu ahoyo take ne wisk ni hono ho chake tanu chinu ni hadina kere ishe wisk ni chung chake se wa yanero shara se wa shakste on kumuni ne o kwire to akar hieno ne chi te so wata deno tsawaku yaki takweni taye se wa kashi toka ni taye se wa shotarishi tonichi anka tstegechi aska se watum. There are now the Five Nations League chiefs standing with joined hands in a circle. This signifies and provides that should any of the chiefs of the League leave the Council and the League, his crown of deer's antlers, the emblem of his chieftainship title, together with his birthright, shall lodge on the arms of the Union chiefs, whose hands are so joined. He forfeits his title and the crown falls from his brow, but it shall remain in the League. A further meaning of this is that if any time any one of the chiefs of the League choose to submit to the law of a foreign people, he is no longer in but out of the League, and persons of this class shall be called, they have alienated themselves. Likewise, such persons who submit to laws of foreign nations shall forfeit all birthrights and claims on the League of Five Nations and territory. You, the League of Five Nations chiefs, be firm, so that if a tree should fall upon your joined hand, it shall not separate you or weaken your hold. So shall the strength of union be preserved. Band Council, the one who was the owner of tribal council, Tietan Jopagani. Kunne saga that on Jopagani, Canada, Nanai, the Jopaganis, the one who was the owner than the Jopaganis. Note, this means that the Indians who follow the laws made by foreigners, and it includes Canada's Indian Act and the U.S. federal Indian law, and have alienated the Indians from their own nations. That is why an Indian such as a Mohawk who voted in the elections devised by the Canadian or U.S. governments have to be reinstated in a special ceremony to regain their lost Indian citizenship they lost by the simple act of voting in the Canadian Bank Council or U.S. Tribal Council elections, as well as voting in Canada's national or the U.S. national elections. Which ne watch the joke. Tokka. Kasherietäke une kuurha. Ahsan. Ni haksake. Ni nos. Nene. Neko. Eneko. Ne. Karako. Nio etake nukuati asana kahunti na ne tano akweku sate tonatka one wisk ni hono mochake lunukwe tirotishon ne kontu ja tučeste, skanutista, skajerunta, tanu se on tunutsera, tanu ne skono, karihua nirats rutisune, rudianetsun, ne wisk, ni honu hutsaake, ne tinu karako, ni jotne. Une kuurha ne kaadu ne unukwe tanu ne chinune kahu chinene kaadu unukwe ne oni kaadu ne kahu chi une kuurha ka satsam sera tanu ronawishne Kalihua tōka na hōta. Am tahunu une. Nunungko. Ne tiko. A sherie. Une koha ne. Ronawis ne. Ngwesunga a. A unsa sakuti haharate ne. Wantahara kurutiane. Toka siko. Toka ni hati. Nerutiane. Toka ni aweku. Chini hati. Ahutahita. Chinu. Yaste hua diri hua awine. Ngwesunga. Tanu. Mupsarate ne. Ka nistopsera. Autiwana. Wa seno sawarate. Tone kadi. Tonyo kaha. Chi. Nu kudi changayo takwane. Kano haragweku. Ne kunu kwane wisk. Ni hono mochake. Toka ne rutiane. Wahun. Wanateto. Aso. Nyokayo te. Tanu sekun. Ja tamtahun sadate. Tone. I ona. Tonyo hawe. Radisum sake. Yongara ne. Nunukwe ne wisk. Ni hunu mochake. Ona kadi ne. Asare o asum. Atuanum. Ne. Kasatstam sera tanu. Am tahunu tu. Wahudia nero serayota ne. Ya huntawe ate. Ahuma recharu ne. Royaner. Tokani rutianer. Ahu tiri huakwarishu. Tamtamu kedechi. Yohahaksanchi. Nyahane. Toka rutianer. Ohutahusrate. Ohuniru. Oyohane. Te apori huasera ko toka. Tkayeri chinichi. Tahadiri huasera ko tanum. Tajataro ne kaya nere koa. To ne kadi ne rutianesum. Sadia tatsum. Asechi. O sadiri hua nirate tanu. Ta tutka we ne. Kali hua nirats. Kune korha. To ne ono. Asare koatsum. O sagunatadi ne rudianer. O sagudihre charu. Ahudiri hua korishum. Toka siko ne rudianer. Ja tamtum date ne ahuntahusta date ne ashahatum ne huati hirori te yuri wake onwatu onwata shawan toka ne Runung kwachi. Rotitso hayo. On novets ne. Ta hun sa hun. Wana karahra ko neroyaner. Tokani rutianer. Tokani. Tang sagudi no ware ekun. Chiniore. ni hei. Toka ne rauti sahaku ne ahati raako ne ahunsa sakudiru jake. Asare koa Yoho taha se ne royaner toka ni rutianer tanu aharu se waya neshu ne we se wara ako ne tosa ai se wa shere Tiniori ho to ne kaya nere o ona kadi wa agwari ho na te chi yahuka te tetsukote Tinu ni se wacho stanu to sa kuana karahara ako ne kaya runitsta o ne ruyaner ako ora Aswatia tara ako ne to asuja ona kati sa wanitskota ako toka shiko ne runungwe chiru di changhaya ne ahatira ako ne tegeni hatu yohate Asare koa isaku tori ne runungwe toyo tao ya de chi tudi changhaya toyo jo chi rabi skotu ne rudianer ruwa diri hinte no na Tate we no ta ne asare ko ya be hono tetsu ji royena wa kune ka hu ji one ko ha a serie su a sako rori ne Radiri huokso rudianer. Ona kaati se wajane ne whisk. Ni hono hunchake. Se watantek. Ona ko ka. Ante chiwanara kwene. Su kweta suma. Ja te se watahun satatu ne punungwe ja kuditsa hayo yu chiri wanuntuni tamuntu se wakete ja te chia tahun satatu ne runungwe kanakera sara kweku Ye chiri wa ne ko ne kayeri chinichi aye so wata sawo se wa de nu chista ni ra tu chi ya tham da yu nu tu ne bashuma tanu ya tham da ye chi o ne Kari huapari shukchara aska tukuayo ne ayakwata sawa tone ono ne asare koa aha ka awe ne ka hunchi one koha e taake Yokayo tane tanu ne runungwe tong hati tane tanu tong sakudini ware epu nerutiane te o di nyo sko chini ore omni keye toka kane royane o shaba trewa te o hantu chini ore o te wa shon ne o ne gorha yaki tamwayo ne ka unchi o ne gorha ne yako kayo derista oji rajasti kaya tato ne roots takwa ne ashabudiyo nekchi o watugi o shadigetsko ne runungpa katke tahun tong mucho we o shoneta o tanu o shutste ne raudi shatsta shara tanu ne ahun tahun tu chiniyot chi watroli. A bunch of wampum strings, 3 spans of the hand in length, the upper half of the bunch being white and the lower half black, and formed from equal contributions of the men of the 5 nations, shall be the token that the men have combined themselves into one head, one body, and one thought. And it shall symbolize their ratification of the peace pact of the League, whereby the chiefs of the 5 nations have established the great peace. The white portion of the shell strings represents the women and the black portion the men. The black portion, furthermore, is a token of war, of power, and authority vested in the men of the 5 nations. This string of wampum vests the people with the right to correct their erring chiefs. In case a part of the chiefs or all of them pursue a course not vouched for by the people and heed not the 3rd warning of their women relatives, then the matter shall be taken to the General Council of the women of the 5 nations. If the chiefs notified and warned 3 times fail to heed, then the case falls into the hands of the men of the 5 nations. The war chiefs shall then, by right of such power and authority, enter the open council to warn the chiefs or chief to return from the wrong course. If the chiefs heed the warning, they shall say, "We shall reply tomorrow." If then an answer is returned in favor of justice and in accord with the great law, then the chiefs shall individually pledge themselves again by again furnishing the necessary shells for the pledge. Then shall the war chief or chiefs exhort the chiefs, urging them to be just and true. Should it happen that the chiefs refuse to heed the 3rd warning, then 2 courses are open. Either the men may decide in their council to depose the chief or chiefs, or to club them to death with war clubs. Should they, in their council, decide to take the first course, the war chief shall address the chief or chiefs, saying, "Since you, the chiefs of the 5 nations, have refused to return to the procedure of the Constitution, we now declare your seats vacant, and we take off your horns, the token of your chieftainship, and others shall be chosen and installed in your seats. Therefore vacate your seats." Should the men in their council adopt the second course, the war chief shall order his men to enter the council, to take positions behind the errant chiefs, sitting between them wherever possible. When this is accomplished, the war chief, holding in his outstretched hand a bunch of black wampum strings shall say to the Aryan chiefs, "So now, chiefs of the 5 nations, hearken to these last words from your men. You have not heeded the warnings of the General Council of Women, and you have not heeded the warning of the men of the nations, all urging you to the right course of action. Since you are determined to resist and to withhold justice from your people, there is only one course for us to adopt." At this point, the war chief shall drop the bunch of black wampum, and the men shall spring to their feet and club the Aryan chiefs to death. Any Aryan chief may become submissive before the war chief lets fall the black wampum. The black wampum here used symbolizes that the power to execute is buried, but it may be raised up again by the men. It is buried, but when the occasion arises, they may pull it up and derive their power and authority to act as here described. Awesome.
And they're going to give an to the Wavis Nuka Asagudirio. You're going so the Jufa, the design, Runova, okay, a good design, Gununga, and Whisky on Ozari. No, the Wavis, and you don't know it's on the Rio. You're going to Asarego, Asavo in a Rojofa. You're going to know when it's a dinner. As on Dinah, Rihanna, yeah, the Nafsale or again a Rajopa. They're gonna reduce the Jopa. Still, is now the Nuscus, easy with the eye. You're gonna start the other than the stuff. They are not the other than that. Now, to the Ligan Swagger, it was on the year. And the other than Togaga, Uka, she got the one of the reward water, the Zoan warrior. And the other than. But the only got on Mario. Now, one of the Tusiga Hawi, the other than the stuff. To us, you can do. I'm going to go down. No, no, can't worry. I'm still in the dark one. You stop on. Yeah, now the other. The God, you leave it. The other. Note: the right to decide on execution is held by both the General Council of the Men of the 5 Nations and the General Council of the Women of the 5 Nations. So is the right to decide on war. The war chief shall order his men. In the present century, a new title has been given to the war chief and his men, the warrior society.
Ja, ni wahsa. Une korha. Ajata ha. Ahsani wahsa. Satteeku. Nikane korhake. Na te watakaru. Ahsa nuwe. Weriaksare. Chiutunyu. Tekenissu. Teo te kerunte, ci te ka chine tararu tanu, a hueku to. Ya te wasu te runyune, a weriane. Ne wa te nyo to stakko, ci aska. Ronatun une wiskni wonu ho chape. To ne juchero takko. Dio to kerunte. Skano kuati nu a. Nene, kanyong kay haka, raw diyan na raw siya tanong. Raw nung hutya, teke ni hatu. Teyo teke rungte, tanong, ak tachi. Waya share. Ni hatia toru ne. Onyo te haka. Tanu ne. Raunu hucha tanu. Karato. Ni waya share. Asana no. Negi ne ono take haka tanu ne raunu hucha ne o ni kontu ne aweria ne wishkni honu hucha ke oska igonji pa nesne skena ko tanu tunu ne skena ko wa ni o tenaktuni aweria shabu onu tak haka rudia nation tanu tonum na hati chahayata kwake ne wisk ni hunu muchake ne o ni kontu ne tuwanawi ne ya hati lege ne skono amtu ne akte nu Radin nagara sharageru ahuntorishaji tentata motos ne te yutukeru mtechi chikawiya te tako nungwadine wiria share kwehu uhaka radia doru tanu ne rau hucha tanu ne kayeri hatu te yutokeru mte ne rau nao ne chunto wane haka tanu rau no hucha ne arihuni karaka watch them ne chi ne ang kaya deresta ko chi ya tham tu ne ka ni ko prakso to ka ni ka no shatra a chatanak tu ni ne rau di igumra ko nerti ane chiruti chahayo au shana ko ne shkena ko kara ko ne adenya dotra ne skono kano quatra atati toro tano ne chatayotu te hona patajetu tano rutini kumrare ne wishkni murunchake a broad belt of wampum of 38 rows having a white heart in the center, on either side of which are 2 white squares, all connected with the heart by white rows of beads, shall be the emblem of the unity of the 5 nations. The first of the squares on the left represents the Mohawk Nation and its territories. The second square on the left and near the heart represents the Oneida Nation and its territory, and the white heart in the middle represents the Onondaga Nation and its territory. It also means that the heart of the 5 nations is single with its loyalty to the Great Peace, and that the Great Peace is lodged in the heart, meaning with Onondaga League chiefs, and that the council fire is to burn there for the 5 nations. Further, it means that the authority is given to advance the cause of peace, whereby hostile nations out of the League shall cease warfare, The white square to the right of the heart represents the Cayuga Nation and its territory, and the fourth and last square represents the Seneca Nation and its territory. White here symbolizes that no evil nor jealous thoughts shall creep into the minds of the chiefs while in council under the Great Peace.
Ieri na triado. Kayuni na ora ajadata. Ay wata rosso. Nella agadogus kayo dogasto ni. Ono onuni na kanre goa. Note, the above wampum belt was made by Ayunwata to commemorate the making of the great law.
Yakni washanska. The hot ten on Darwin. You then Yenny. Tahuna ani kurharo ne. Ronu hetanu ne. Tahati kursuduche ne whisk. Ni honu hujake. Ne unka. Aha kweni. Aharata. Now ha enego chutwirate no yo rawe okwirago yatum yatum hat katunyu we tanu toka tena on hat katone yotteru tawe on shakogori ne whisk ni honu hojake ronat condition o quiro ne skana ko tano aharu yuri wachani te wani harane se wachanunya Tone ono neroyaner. O hati chahaya tanu. O hutrodiate. Giko. Tawe. Wahitko. Tanu yotteru. Nono. Ori huakwekuchi. O hona te rio tarane kiko. Na hoto tawe. Tō neki. O hati gwiri shake. Ne. Akara chiko tanu. Nono. O hati tsori. Tō. Tontara rike tanu. Tō. Ontera karonchi. Yokteru te. Nona. O hati yokto sherotane onaki. O huti hareke. O hutshonumni. Eso. Oni sherake. Ofnako.
Should a great calamity threaten the generations rising and living of the 5 nations, then he who is able to climb to the top of the tree of the long leaves may do so. When he reaches the top of the tree, he shall look about in all direction, and should he see evil things indeed approaching, then he shall call to the people of the 5 united nations assembled beneath the tree of the great peace, and say, a calamity threatens your happiness. Then shall the chiefs convene in council and discuss the impending evil. When all the truths relating to the trouble shall be fully known and found to be truths, then shall the people seek a tree the great swamp elm tree, and when they shall find it, they shall assemble their heads together and lodge for a time between its roots. Then, their labors being finished, they may hope for happiness for many days after.
Note, this is ancient man's way of warning the people to ever be on the alert to danger, discuss it and do something about it.
Nona, roti chahayone, whisk, ni huno hutsake. Toka on no hitstene, de wana no tune, ajata na, one goha. Samwe nene hiara nene, kaya nera serasuma. Mua kwataposene, rawana no tane. Yo netska jinu na hacho. Ya tamsamste. Na nagogi. Jinu na hacho. Ahati kwenyostene. Jini yori hoano. Kaya narosera.
When the League of the Five Nations Council declares for a reading of the belts of shell to mind these laws, they shall provide for the reader a specifically made mat woven of the fibers of wild hemp. The mat shall not be used again, for such formality is called honoring the importance of the law.
Katkene eniase, ruadiaane, te huti taarakechi, katsonhute, sade niri huanungwenechi, yaskanex, nahunatumte, ne, ang te wana nutum ne kayanere koa, tanum, sayane yarane chinichi nuri huatadu ne roksum ne kanusuni unwe onhua rori ne tatotakho ansaku ni kumrisake whisk ni hadi ne rorasetsan Rudianes tanu runuha se sagudi ni kumrisa kene sa te hunta te ko ukua Rudianesu toka o hunere a sagudi ni kumrayeri tene Tenia se roadia a te hoti tarake atotahu yasagotori radiri huakarenyes sagoti rori chini hati ne rodia netso ne whisk ni wini hunu ho chake tone ono yo hua tori ne a share ko a shaku roriana ne rutate ka ha tanu rora se ogun. Rodiane sonchi. Rutkanisa aan he tanu. Katke tanu kaanue. Nona akueku wahunta jataro roke. Ato tahun. Tahadiena ne rora se ogun rodianer. Onhuari hunta sayata ne royaner. Hawana notu kaya nere koa. Ajata ha. Ahona tunde ne. Enia se. Roa dia a. Tone ona. Roa ya tarako. Tatna neta. Ne kaya nere koa.
Should two sons of opposite sides of the council fire agree in a desire to hear the reciting of the laws of the Great Peace and so refresh their memories in a way specified by the founder of the League, they shall notify Adodaho. He shall consult with 5 of his cousin chiefs, and they in turn shall consult with their 8 brethren. Then should they decide to accede to the request of the 2 sons from the opposite sides of the council fire, Adodarho shall send messengers to notify the chiefs of each of the 5 nations. Then they shall dispatch their war chief to notify their brother and cousin chiefs of the meeting and its time and place. When all have come and have assembled, Adodarho, in conjunction with his cousin chiefs, shall appoint one chief who shall repeat the laws of the Great Peace to the 2 sons. Then the chosen one shall repeat the laws of the Great Peace.
Te niastigiga na jaskatan de hunitskutta. Kigana na gazahu. Na gonde ja neden dia nesso. Na next honungwe. Jet odianer. Tanne gi tunni hadiaga kigana akte na de hunitskutta. Ne don datkana ne gazahu. Udarho wisk ni ora azletsa. Dia nesso. Ne gando. Ne akten was luges. Ne design on dage. E sadego ni unda dega ne gando dia nesso. Ne tono wadi luges, tono wadi raharajes. Negina gando giga na hawana nodo. Teginya da gaetezi hawana nodo. Mas kanana giga danias wadiogoa. Tonora nana ba oliwa wegun wesuma. So dio anahta. Note: 2 sons of the opposite sides of the council fire means 2 ordinary men, non chiefs, who are members of different clans who sit opposite each other across the council fire. Adodarho's 5 cousin chiefs means those who sit opposite him on the Daga council. Their 8 brethren means brother chiefs who sit on the same side of the council fire. It would seem that the wampum reader repeats, that is, reads the great law twice, once to the 2 sons and then to everybody.
Ja knivosakajeri. Nonna, juteri huostojune. Nonna, juteri huostojune. Te muatina karaheha. Ne rojaner. Toka sajatak rahoterune. Ravejotene. Ahatati tanu ahatero no tane kaya nere ko tanu ne skono karona toya taha ne chiga chompote tanu no aha sasuk isi nakachomhati nyoho re tanu ram ha tao sada deri wa sera kwa she tha de charu waji sakuyo se chini ore akweko aha sa ne huana to we tekeni te haku so de ne chi tha de charu waji kachon hayo wahatati tanu wahateronotam.
At the ceremony of the installation of chiefs, if there is only one expert speaker and singer of the law in the song of peace to stand at the council fire, then when this speaker and singer has finished addressing one side of the fire, he shall go to the opposite side and reply to his own speech and song. He shall act for both sides of the fire until the entire ceremony has been completed. Such a speaker and singer shall be termed two-faced, because he speaks and sings for both sides of the fire.
Vaatuna kun suhaaris, sinne ne jättetekee haaras, ja niin, sinne jaudi teine vuorare. Se jamasti, vaamuttekisi, vaamutokta, ja jättetekaan veetaan nukaa, on saa daadidan on saantero noudan. Nekin on tona hadi jättikä, nukaa venäärä noudan, ja tuhjadiste. Note, the people can become lax and negligent and suddenly find themselves without the right kind of speakers and singers. And so they have to do that.
Jäjakni wassa wisk. Ite kana wita tanu nerudiane. Wa akwa kuirochi. Namha. Jukuires. Skaran hese koa tanu ne. O usua kaharunta ne. Tuya unkwati. Akweku ne. Yuderi ustakwa. Inu. Omtsoku. Kanyatarenyo. Chuknawatenyo. Yahti yung kwateriotare. Kanya yotenyo tarino. Tunya unkwati. Akwekune. Yuderio stakwa. Yusaya kwa koro te tanu. To. Saya kwa kuirotang. To ni chine. Skana koa. Wakayon ta ne tanu. Owa deri hua tu ne. Tai nyo ta jet suji. Na ta hunteru ne wisk. Ni hunu hua chake. Nek. Maskayon ta ne skono chi. Na ta hunteru ne. Ja tuohon nää gestu wisk. No mun jaapi.
I, the Ganawida, and the United Chiefs now uproot the tallest tree, and into the hole thereby made we cast all weapons of war into the depths of the earth, down into the deep underneath currents of water. Flowing to unknown regions we cast all the weapons of strife. We bury them from sight, and we plant again the tree. Thus shall the great peace be established, and hostilities shall no longer be known between the five nations, but peace to the united people.
Then I got to give whiskey on the Zaga, where the other than now the year start. And the other thousand the year in the Tatan from the don't want to. And then Yaki, and on this not the did not the whiskey on the Zaga. Neko was so not what then you get your stock what Hawaii. Nunca Hawaii for Saudaninos. Tam giganti troli ti candidato in un conso. Quindi avete noi in Northern Ireland di stacca. E di noi ne ha un sono what they gonna Hawaii di stacca. Tu guarda che ne no un conso. Anche già non do. Ya ne da di ada da che adova nunca de datsos men jag sa det nivåer där alltså det är så det är ju inte som att det är när det är jag wish någon vad där det signore Sakayanda Aska och hon där kan sunniga. Jag gick in igen och Sakayanda. Eller så när det är när. Jag gick ner gång det här. Jag är där jag där med och det är så på mig igen. Men jag tar hon där. Note. The 5 nations buried their weapons of war, so they'll never fight and kill each other again, and they haven't. They only unburied the war clock to execute the traitor. Now that's a strange thing to say if there's an underwater current down down deep in the earth, then how can they unbury the hatchet? But that's how it went. But they say here that they didn't bury the hatchet to all their enemies, for they fought numerous wars and battles after the Iroquois Confederacy was founded and the Great Law was established.
Jajak ne vaše jajak. Sakuja ne rumpe. Toka ja kuja taskats. Jytä voi jestaa. Toka ni esoji. Ja voi tehteenju. Toka ni esoji. Jytä tenu ruppaa. Toka on tuntatene jeksaa aku taara on haraako ne kasona ne rootniha sini ho taroota kasana suma tanu masako sanu Chini hadieha ne sabudissanawis. Ja cheyot utakko. Tanu ne on hadinaatupue. Rossananyo. Tokani yussananyo.
Adoptions. Number 66. The father of a child of great comeliness, learning, ability, or specially loved because of some circumstances may, at the will of the child's clan, select a name from his own, the father's clan, and bestow it by ceremony such as is provided. The naming is only temporary and shall be called a name hung about the neck.
Nagana gituni adeha for do yalavas. Nana kadara soa kwa era iri dinio satstansa. Note, adoptions is how the clans are kept at full strength.
Jajak ne vassa saata. Toka ne wisk. Ni mun jaage. On haskaane kenne. Ka. Ahofsaan. Toka ni. Ashagofsaan. Ne tihoti taarate. Toka ni. Tihoti nagarasharate. On watu ne, on haraku ne, kasona tano, on sagosano. Tunichi, on wadei wasta jatu, tinio, sagudisana awis. Järche jotkut tappo, tanu ne, on hatinaatu kue, rofsana jo. Toka ni jossaana jo. Ka ni ka se ye tessa. On ta wat kaawo tanu ne kasana. On wat te weyon tuke tanu. On ka lihua ni raatu.
Should any person, a member of the League of Five Nations, especially a man or a woman of another clan or of a foreign nation, he may choose a name bestowed upon that person so esteemed. The naming shall be in accord with the ceremony of bestowing names. Such a name is only temporary and shall be called a name hung about the neck. A short string of shells shall be delivered with the name as a record and a pledge.
Nanagi tunji sagodisano. Nene zai. Yuri Hoana, the Pawebane, when a war, homestead, Tano, Adiriwan here.
Toka ne wisk, ni hunu hojake. Kahua jiratsu. Toka ni tukuetatsu. Tihono hujate. Ahadiri wanuntu ne. Ahujataro. Kachukni kayo chini. Kantara ke ne wisk. Ni hono ho jaake. An tat kawe. Toka ni. An tunt kawe ne. One gorha. Se waksha nios. Ne. Raudiri wahniratsera. Ne. Raudi tara kuchinu. Lune here ahujataro. Tona ona ne rudianes ne kanakera sera. Tahatia torete tanu ahadiri wate.
Should any member of the Five Nations, a family or a person belonging to a foreign nation submit a proposal for adoption into a clan of one of the Five Nations, he or she shall furnish a string of shells, a span in length, as a pledge to the clan into which he or they wish to be adopted. The chiefs of the nation shall then consider the proposal and submit a decision.
Nene gado, igana sagodisano. Na yagan sa adis hasta na daga daaguzaan joko saisa radia hundu next daga adi wanu ner radianer tonegi wado hawadi son siki hundu este adi zai skanna grasrats. Note: adoptions is how the clans are kept at full strength, but the adoption has to be passed and approved by the Chiefs Council of the nation. When they agree, then they pass on the adoption, and they have a new member. The chiefs have to agree.
Janak ne wassujuhtu. Tika oni jo, ka ne wisk. Ni wono hu jaake ka. Tawo hu joni ashaku ya dinu tenne. Chukweta. Ska hua jira. Toka ni. Toka. Ni ka hua jira ke. Umatu ne. Ohori wanuntu se. Toka ni ang saburi wanuntu se tanu toka ang hadiri wanun wane tonya hadiri won hawe tinu ang tadika ayo nerdianer tanu onakchi ang tadiri wa nira te tanu ang novitste nerdianer.
Any member of the Five Nations who through esteem or other feelings wishes to adopt an individual, a family, or a number of families may offer adoption to him or them, and if accepted, the matter shall be brought to the attention of the chiefs for confirmation, and the chiefs must confirm the adoption.
Te oni aga unkane asago sanu doni hadu weta ago tsugueta doni dokani weta nexi onikizi ataderi wa here den rodiane tsirukazamo. Note: anyone may adopt a person or many persons, but must get official sanction by the Rodianer in council.
No Rodianer. Wa hadiri wa nira te ti kacho. Wa te wirara ko tone gadi ne Rodianer ne. Kana gerashara. Ang saguti sere tsaro ne wesua ang niro. Ona gadi chuwang wesum ne kanakarashara. Se waterion tarakne. Umwanato ne rausana. Rauti huachire tokani. Rauti huachire suma. Wamterishane. Amsanta tenatu ne. Ausana ne jinu. Toti nakeratu tanu. Wahatia tata naku o mujoku. Ka askahawite tossa mkane. Unkanakerashara. On hatrodiat na usana jinu todinakeratu ne Tonight the wire ne. Taga steady hot ne. Uma dokta ne skona.
When the adoption of anyone shall have been confirmed by the chiefs of the nation, the chiefs shall address the people of the nation and say, Now you of our nation, be informed, have ceased forever to bear their birth nation's name, and have buried it in the depth of the earth. Therefore, let no one of our nation ever mention the original name or nation of their birth. To do so will hasten the end of our peace.
Nana gado gana kene rogi sona pahunja kara. Ane zini hada yandi waziro da kanu zini wani tolano. Waya nodo ne tanzo triya ya nodo no kan ne tanzo hawa. Wana ne kokne aga weni waja gana wa skana. The note: the name of the immigrant's nation or birthplace must never be mentioned, as it causes trouble or end of the peace.
Japani washanska. The wanted that. Toka ni. Kawachira kwegune. Raunu kweta ne wisk. Ni hunu hunchake. Huskane ke ne. Ero. Ne te chinum. Ni hadina kere ne wisk. Ni hunu hunchake. Onuksi. Sagodi rori ne. Rodianers ne. Rahodina kerashara tanu ne. Katsohoanu ne wisk. Ni hunu hunchake. Ohudi toko se. Nano toka. Tukweta. Toka ni toka ni unkweta ke. Ahadiri wara ako tanu. Era. Ne tene. Wisk. Ni hunu hunchake. Tanu. Inu. Yasuja. Ona ne. Rudianer ne wisk. Ni hunu hunchake toka ni. Ne re. Watu ne.
Who?
Yung watu ne
No,
te.
he's not.
Rari wakarinyes. Yung hahawe. Te watakaru. Ajata ha.
Yes, we're busy filming.
Kahun jiniyot ne. Une go hatano. Nano yung rawe.
Probably.
Ang sagot ko ni siya tene. Ang question mo atano. Ang sagot ati. Ang sagot na tunga siya ne. Ajata ha. Kahun jiniyot ne. Une go hatano. Ohudi toko siya jine. Rudi roris. Am samtanti jinu. Ni toneno tanu jinu. Radi cahaya takwa.
Immigration. When a person or family belonging to the five nations desires to abandon their nation and the territory of the five nations, they shall inform the chiefs of their nation, and the council of the League of Five Nations shall take notice of it. When any person or any of the people of the five nations immigrate and reside in a distant region away from the territory of the League of Five Nations, the chiefs of the five nations at will may send a messenger carrying a broad belt of black shells, and when the messenger arrives, he shall call the people together or address them personally, displaying the belt of black shells, and they shall know that this is an order for them to return to their original homes and to their council fires.
내가 또 기가 얘네들 안에서 그러잖아 사이나 여자 사고디는 게 아무까 해래가 원없도 이게는 주문이 하지 나게네 비스키는 원자데 네 원자게 아노네 이거는 악던이 호네노 내가 가다고 해니가 도가 시가 진 제지야 엘자고 하는데 이게 tun지아디가 Note, the Rhodianer may or may not recall an immigrant depending on the circumstances.
Jatani washa dekeni. Tihono ho jate. Ne o konraji. Yuho jate. Ticho takshawe. Chini yore. Ye yo tokte ne. Rawono ho jane to. Radina pere. Nekchi. Tonu. Ni hodina kerato ne unwe. Rono ha. Tona jero tum. Unwe. Ronatum. Rono ha kadi. Raona chinu. Ni hadi hawe tanu. Yahu ka. Nakora. Te hodiri ne. Ang tawa. Nikne. Sakaya na roshra. Jutkune. Chihutsta tina hene.
Wow, you good. Okay.
Amha. Judy Wagai.
The soil of the earth from one end to the other is the property of the people who inhabit it. By birthright, the Owehuan, the original beings, are the owners of the soil which they own and occupy, and none other may hold it. The same law has been held from the oldest times.
You're going to do car and there's sun you have even when you want out there. But the next night I'll do activity enough. You're going to go more around the month. Note, the only legal opinion is that the natives of America were the first humans. They originated in the land they live on and occupy, and no foreigners have the right to take over the land. The so-called conquest of America is simply a bare-faced robbery of Indian land.
Sabani washa asha. Nesho goya disho. Ankne shakane gosha. Tanu. Nene. Shugaraji. Washogoya dumni. Nekchi. Tigawana denyu. Roshune. Kayanera. Sera sua. Awegu. Deshungwa we got nu. Andawadora chege tanu ganu. Ne yugung sayon take tanu. Wahayeri stechinu. Not the gute kani.
The great Creator has made us of one blood and of the same soil He made us. And as only different tongues constitute different nations, He established different hunting grounds and territories and made boundary lines between them.
내가 또 내기가 Kigizini ugana gara sraya. However, the end is no not done. Not the Honda. Ett hondo jag nog är nog då now. Jag ni gado. Igen kan jag göra så. Jag hukka då är så jag det så var vi nej. Av den restaurangen akten chasogna dawiad. Chasogna the way just. Note. Each nation has a boundary line to stay within. Also, no race of people has a God-given right to invade other races.
Jatami wasakayeri. Nanane. Tiwono mochate toka. Skanagera shara toka ni Chukweta. Ahwadia dinyutene wisk. Niwono mochake. Ya chiyut kutako. Toka niko Skanagera shara toka niko Chukweta. Saguti karuni ne wisk ni hono hochake toka ni tahadi nyosko ne toka ni saguti ruhia konte tano toka to ni pu haro ne skono to ne rudianer o huari hundane a share goane a shagotetta toka sheku tono shadiere kiniko shuteri wata wate akweku akwe shuana te wate chinu ni hadina kere ne wisk. When any alien nation or individual is admitted into the League, the admission shall be understood only to be a temporary one. Should the person or nation create loss, do wrong, cause suffering of any kind to endanger the peace of the League statesmen shall order one of their war chiefs to reprimand him or them. If a similar offense is committed, the offending party or parties shall be expelled from the territory of the League.
Andare honi viskokni on zage. Yana re hakene tegana uida tukna hadi hage wisk. Kigeshuza ayagane. Segon is rugeta di hatto kana ga srasoa. Amza hamjala. Ya tuk nigun di dun tado dun zani viskokni on zage. Kogi sata tunatte ge avego kigizini hadina on dawayade. Doga noa toka sige yona da suda ge tuna odi e di niente no tuna di hage toka kai do nyawe to sto nyawe ni kana ga sa ge ona hamnese ye no mo kana gora ne ye kana di na ga ta hamnese to nyu ja odi sa sto ne toka siga we va odi na sa en da ona da we ya. There is a mistake made by our ancestors when they formed the Five Nations Confederacy. They limited the number of nations to that 5. Now, this particular law makes it illegal for any other nations to join. See? Now, if they had permitted other nations to keep on joining, there would now be maybe 4 or even 500 nations to have joined in this league, and there would have been no room. There would have been no other foreigners to come they wouldn't have been able to come into America.
Jadani washiwisk. Nonu ne. Tigayanero serate. Rayatare. Tonatre. Raun huchake ne wisk. Nihon huchake ne. Rawisakun hache ne. Yahakumutakwe. Chito on hacho. Ne tonu. Rudianer chinu. Kanagera shera. Yahari wanumunto. Tatuar ho tu tano. Onghua kwenyos te tano. Onghua ya tinyu tene. Naraudina gera shera. Toni chi. Onghua narang shera yon tane. Chiki niyut ne. Ronachake. Toknikum. Yatahuti wanayon tane. Gachohakune. Wishkni honum huchake. When a member of an alien nation comes to the territory of the League and seeks refuge and permanent residence, the statesman of the nation to which he comes shall extend hospitality and make him a member of the nation. Then he shall be accorded equal rights and privileges in all matters except as mentioned here.
Nagagi gajaknoni taweno chamo zade tunatse dinoni hadi nagare gana vishnono zare dana to donzoni to a haja. Ogi on wa he zare gana tono vishnono zare dano now the wet arago toni tone no tone no dinakto dage tini na tora dinagere neko zino giga oni wa triado si etando a piawa tandahanu
Japani washiayak. Yahunkane. Kiwulung hojade. Jinihadi. Rodia di nyundum. Te hudi wanayon takene. Kachonhakune. Wishk niwulung hojake. Ne kokne. Rodia tarakon. Ronaderinte rudiane ne cook rudiwana ne kachanhaku ne tihuno hochade ti hadi ne wokshate yate hudia na hoda andam dorokte ne ahudi wanayon tane toka shiko wahuti wanayon tane yata hona te yon tare ne chini hodiri hoda ne kanong shunike toka unkuwa wanumti ne shkena kowa Tonante wene, shkeno goa. Toa ni haro tanu toka ne. Nobody of alien people who have been adopted temporarily shall have a vote in the council of the chief of the League, for only they who have been invested
with chieftainship titles may vote in the council. Aliens have nothing by blood to make claim to a vote, and should they have it, not knowing all the tradition of the League, might go against the Great Peace. In this manner, the Great Peace would be endangered and perhaps be destroyed.
Dico Kawanoro, the Tan Jokogan, both for the Nabi. The winner got on the Rawana. And yes, we know that the Jokoganis. Yani Togagan, Tiga Kazahoana, Toganigana, Niganagasa, Nana, the design. Neko Canada Diana, Neko Crodiwana, Nana, design. The Toga Siga, Tigana Sadiatatsu, and what do you want to say now, Daddy? Rudiana sabaji wanunduse. Nigiga zinizi ziniga wano da giga no kayanra sara. Nigiga rondo na ti hadid giga no na aliens na no mozade. Nigiga no nit no aga di nara wai. Mozagen ni toleno. Nene ya godu tiga ya nene ono wasa. Tuda di no guasoda, se ni tu non lo vuoi. Quando va tua pungiata, sna yato di da di no so idee ne ni oggi li hoda na. No vuoi. Toga tu sina no hune addisonundi o di hundi ne canale go. E tu non hawe. Di no scana. Or Nadi. Nobody of alien people, that is the word being used here, is to mean voice. The word vote is used to mean voice, as there is no voting or balloting in the national or grand councils of the 5 nations. Only the Rodianer have a voice in the councils unless an individual is asked to speak by the Rodianer. Now, in the way this is presented, by aliens, they mean like the white people. But this is how this has been used to keep the other Indians from joining the Iroquois Confederacy by not allowing them to join, and this is what this amounts to. Only the 5 nations have a right. But the way the Ganawida wanted, he wanted all the Indians in America to be members and to have a great confederacy. A huge confederacy is what he wanted. But you cannot get that by not allowing the people to join even. This is the Indian people. Now this should be made clear that it's by aliens they mean people from Europe.
At the beginning of first contact with the Europeans, the Confederacy tried to bring Europeans under the law. But after years of experimenting with the Europeans, they seen that there was no way that the Europeans would accept the Ganiragoa. And this is what led to the event of the Tulo Wampum in later years. It's the fact that the Europeans couldn't accept the Great Law, would not live by that. They created the Tulo Wampum Agreement, that because the Europeans would not accept the Great Law, the Tulo Wampum clearly stated that the white man had his ways and his religions, and that's how he would live his life, and our people would live our life under the Great Law. There would never be any clash, never any forcing of religions and ways upon each other.
Jada ne wasata. No ne rodianesho. Ne re. Ashagudia dinyunde. Tunu tiwono mojade tanu. Wam tu wetarago. Rodianer. Ashagudi rorici. Echut kutako. Ashagudi rori oni. Dosha katke. Amde nyondo. Runuha. Amdamnutum. Tanu. Teno. Ahadio tate. Tokani. Ashagudi karewa tene wishni urumochake. Tokani. Ahadiri huagaru ne. Shkeno goa tanu. Jiniori hoto tanu. Aoyanero shara shumha. Dosa. Tena. Tamni vorharo. Tokani. Ashagudi karewa te. Toka. Katkene. Watenakera sherarapo. Ahadikoro. Roadi rorichi. Watehesh. Asharichi. What wetarapo tano. Ashwanate wate. Konichi. Ashwanate wate. Jirodicha haya to. Ohuari hunta. Shayatane. Ashare oatsu. Neyo hari huhawe. Tano. Aharu. Ishe. Ashagonatum. Takwatahum sabat. Chinika. Riwas. Okatati. Kama iges. Nako rori. Chini tudi ni kumbrota ne. Rodianer. Todi chahayo. Ohatum. Yuchi ni kumbreda stani. Ona gadi ne whisk. Ni hono hojake rodianer. Wahumnehre. Saya chia de guate. Tano. Achte. Ya chia dumdi. Ona gadi. Saguat kawe tano. Saya kwali shiji. Yukwatu kwetarako. Ona gadi. Sawatahi sak. Ka nyamse sewe tanu. Ye chia taha awe kune sewe tasuma. Ishe ya I tate yuwa nyuskon tanu. Ishe nesewa saji. Wai wa chiri wa te. Ona gadi sasewa tanti tanu. Era isawat chinu. Ni hadina kerene. Wishkni munu mojake. 77. When the chiefs of the league decide to admit a foreign and an adoption is made, the chiefs shall inform the adopted nation that its admission is only temporary. They shall also say to the nation that it must never try to control, to interfere with,
or to injure the five nations, nor disregard the great peace or any of its rules or customs. In no way should they cause disturbance or injury. Then shall the adopted nation disregard these injunctions. Their adoptions will be annulled and they will be expelled. The expulsion shall be in the following manner. The council shall appoint one of their war chiefs to convey the message of annulment, and he shall say, "You," naming the nation, "listen to me while I speak. I am here to inform you again of the will of the Five Nations Council. It was clearly made known to you at a former time. Now the chiefs of the Five Nations have decided to expel you and cast you out. We disown you now and annul your adoption. Therefore, you must look for a path in which to go and lead away all your people. It was you, not we, who committed wrong and caused this sentence of annulment. So then go your way and depart from the territory of the Five Nations and away from the League."
Hade nuossa zaba. Tiana den skaroras som var den ju den visknuna hon zage 1714 till Sharona. Och hon var den aktuella så det nu där hon zage. Nekti zudi akta din hade nagare din nara. Då hade ju någon på jokno måste men så här ino. Så kitno za i samwadi och din hon är som då när agata din nagare. Den här hon inte na hade ju det ju när det går haje. I den där hon är zudi och na var torså. Det din nagare na hade ju. Jag hon är att na zudi akta. Så hade nagare din nara. Någon var den akta. Ja, akten betonar och knässer då jaba. Och nästa så hade sorry i någon stadinagren no har on weda. Att tigaden är då siga att det hade det aga hade digna. De skaroras då var det nagren det nu var no har on mozag. Hade ju någon na hunjala det digna. Jag nu on mozag. Ne tonizi don zonit na det kan avida. Awewe zini hadi gigana da den agrenyo no go mwega na gra sura soma ska hundu. Den wondis no chohana anu zini tna yak ni hono mazale. Den är da de zihan stadi hoona gigana londo no hana tuna hadisa. Ki yati do it hodi johan ha. Noi mondo a quel tugna un legge non ta den agrenyo no go mwesu tra gra sura gero. Suktia ya tu dei quarenya de giga a so de buraksa de ginero no wa mweso ne yak no no mazare ya so de sanaksa sa ne kanyo ga hara ne wa muniro ne ha ta di soro wa sna de ta di vende na de io ta na ha ra de vende na ta na ai ne jokunan. Note, the Tuscaroras were admitted into the Iroquois Confederacy in 1714 and given a piece of Oneida territory. It was too close to white settlements and they asked for land further away and so were given land in Seneca territory. They are not a foreign nation. And the reason why they didn't want to be too close to white settlements was because they were being assailed by the white nations where they were. They were killed and they were being sort of wasted away. There weren't many of them left. So they don't want to be anywhere near the white settlements because of that. A different situation would exist if an alien Indian nation living in their own territory asked to join the Iroquois Confederacy. which was the original plan of Teganawida, to have all Indian nations to unite in one big alliance. He did not want to adopt other Indian nations. To adopt means to make them like children. This is what happens when they adopt in other nations. They become like small, you know. They never got beyond 6 nations. The missionaries took the credit for this. They admitted they went to all Indian nations and spread propaganda against the Iroquois Confederacy, especially against the Mohawk, whom they considered the most militant and most able organizers.
Jādani wasa sāte katkene tihono ho jāte o jādaro ne wisk nihono ho jāke tokani ahadi hoyena ne skena goa deri washeruni ne tihono ho jāte te nyoto ne tan sakudi ni kung ragoni tihono ho jāte ne ahadiri hoyena ne skana ko
78. Whenever a foreign nation enters the League or accepts the Great Peace, the 5 nations and the foreign nation shall enter into an agreement and compact by which the foreign nation shall endeavor to persuade the other nations to accept the Great Peace.
Saadani wasa saadevs. Så vad det var någon du säger när jag när grösvagero. Alltså vad det är något att när skana om det var att on dit ni går i Nagareño något så. Note, they asked other nations to help spread peace among mankind.
Jādani wasa joktu aderi yoksera skana awadi tegeni tohderi huntake tanu ahaderi wafte jate askanene royaner iko tanu ne aska asare goa toka yuterio agwego asagorori ne wisk ni hadi asare oatsune wisk ni hono ho jake namta de we no ta ne amterio tanu ne runungwe ahona de we no tam chini ka hawi tanu kanu ta hadio ta jesum ne radishos ne skena ko
War. Wampum 79. War. Skanawadi shall be vested with a double office, duty and double authority. 1/2 of his being shall hold the statesman title, and the other half shall hold the title of war chief. In the event of war, he shall notify the 5 war chiefs of the League and command them to prepare for war, and have the men ready at the appointed time and place for engagement with the enemy of the Great Peace.
Näitä saga ei antaa viskniun on taage. Avego ne rudi anessa, avego asharego agane. Ne trää dår med skana odi. Det gör de ihåg, ainakin rönnan. Avego ne viskniuna grasrage, och det var annars avego asharego agane. Tycker du inte så täni? Tycker Asare Watson. Nawa hundugi gana singali hoto nuwa. Ana gajo Juana ha design. Tuno ha design asaya. Tiora yauni he nana yamadospe. Neska awite igana asare Watson. Akti had tus hadide get na nawa. Ine tasa design asaya na Juana. Note, at the time the Confederacy was formed, all chiefs were war chiefs, and this included Skanawadi, Tegarihoga, and so forth. After the new order of things, the war chiefs became a part of the National and Grand Council until they died, and afterwards the war chiefs became a separate entity.
Sabe when you wash no ne kazohoana ne whisk ni hunu hun zake ne re agayo ta ne skena go jinu ni hadi nakere ne ti hunu hun zate tanu ya tam da de ne ahadiri huaye na neskena goa ne kadi onkari huni atuno hesteji to chicha hayo ne whisk ni hunu chake ne oyu deriyo to kadi nichi ne shake ne whisk ni hunu chate akayo ta ne skena goa ok tote shakunano tunse tano on shaguti shani ne te hutiri horu ne ahuti o ta ne skena goa.
When the Council of the League has for its object the establishment of the great peace among the people of an outside nation, and that nation refuses to accept the great peace, then by such refusal they bring a declaration of war upon themselves from the 5 nations. Then shall the 5 nations seek to establish the great peace by a conquest of the rebellious nation.
Ana gado gi tote ni awon no wakanae. Ne gi gana no wasoma. Ona se tu da wana no tu jezi. Tu da hodiri wai ne. Ne tu de na no gi gana ta da na don zuni na. On the wet awalishi. Ezo tu de the several ones. Note, there have been times when people were made good by force. No doubt the rebellious nation was acting aggressively.